going. Patch 12.1 PTR class tuning and dev notes for July 31st. Rogue aura buffs. Interesting. Blizzard has posted class tuning and dev notes for 12.1 PTR, which includes rogue aura buffs. A skip has been added for the Omnium Folios, so people can skip now. That's neat.
A little bottle of water.
A little bottle of water.
I'll get that in just a second, Frost. I'll get that in just a second. I haven't shown the surprise yet either. No. I will show it here in just a second. But I will. I got you. Let me finish this up. Vault of Atal Tech. Corrosive powers added a counter for corrosive souls to the corrosive codex, which will track the number of corrosive souls in your character's inventory. Quest: the Omnium Folio introduction quest line can be skipped across all characters on the account once it's completed at least by one character. Okay, so I mean, all right. You don't even need to do it across your alts, which I find odd. So, like, that's kind of weird, but whatever. Below are a list of changes to the Curse of Alutek on PTR. Oh, wait, what? Below is a list of changes on the Curse of Alutek PTR. Oh, they're just talking. Okay, I see. I see what they're talking about. All right, so for Blood, developers note Sand Lane Blood Knight has been overperforming in AoE and low target cleave. So we're pulling back the damage it gains from Blood Beast and Frenzied Bloodthirst. So Blood is Life now accumulates 15% of the damage dealt from the Blood Beast. It was 25. Frenzied Bloodthirst, Death Strike, and Death Coil damage bonus has been reduced to 5% per stack, and it was 6% per stack. And then with Sand Lane as well, Visceral Strength now grants 10% strength. It was 12. There are some changes to Unholy as well. Developers notes, Unholy Death Knight's area damage has been higher than intended. We're reducing several of its damage over time effects while increasing its personal melee damage and its tier set. So the auto attack damage has been increased by 100%. Virulent Plague damage reduced by 10%. Their Apex talent, Forbidden Knowledge, graveyard damage has been reduced by 15%. Epidemic damage has been reduced by 12%. The Venomous Abyss set bonus, damage of Necrotic Bolt and Withering Grasp increased by 25%. I don't necessarily know if this is truly a balance, but it reads like a balance, not so much a nerf. So, I mean, the Unholy mains would have to let me and others know if this is really a nerf or just a balance. For Demon Hunter Devourers, developer note says Devourer low target cleave is a little higher than intended, so we're making some adjustments to bring it closer in line with expectations. Erratic secondary target damage reduced by 15%. Annihilator. Final Hour now causes Void Fall bonuses to persist for 6 seconds. It was 8 seconds. So sounds like they caught a little bit, but it doesn't sound too bad. Havoc, developer notes Havoc is a little further behind in damage than our target. We will be increasing the damage on their primary ability. So Blade Dance increased by 6%, Death Sweep damage increased by 6%, Chaos Strike damage increased by 6%, Annihilation damage increased by 6%, the Hunt damage increased by 12%, Essence Break initial damage increased by 10%, and secondary damage increased by 30%. So Havoc saw buffs across the board. So in the Druid department, we have the balance getting touched on. Developer notes, we're reducing balance's damage overall with a slightly larger reduction in spread target cleave. Balance still excels in spread cleave compared to other specs, but their edge will be a little smaller. Moonfire damage reduced by 5%. Sunfire damage reduced by 5%. Shooting Stars damage reduced by 10%. Star Surge damage reduced by 3%. Starfall damage reduced by 3%. Meteorites damage reduced by 15%. Guardian Druid. So, Balance got a nerf. Balance just got nerfed. Guardian Druid, all damage increased by 8%. I don't really feel like this is going to help Guardian. I feel like this is just a little help with aggro more than overall you're going to see this major sweep of damage. I think this was more in line to help them with aggro as a tank as opposed to seeing over rather than being seen for improved performance. You know what I mean? Evoker Devastation got some touching as well. Let's see. Developers note say due to an unintentional interaction with scintillation, the scintillation talent, the Venomous Abyss 2-piece bonus was providing significantly more power than intended. Based on the combination of PTR testing data and fixing the interaction, we're increasing some of Devastation's baseline spell damage values to keep their damage output competitive. Shattering Stars that are released from an eternity Shattering Stars that are released from an eternity surge due to scintillation are subject to scintillation's 40% effectiveness multiplier. The Venomous Abyss 2-set bonus Shattering Star damage bonus has been reduced to 50%, was 150. Oof, that one hurt. Deep Breath damage increased by 30. Pyre damage increased by 10. Disintegrate damage increased by 40, and Living Flame damage increased by 50. Okay. Again, sounds like a balance. I don't know. That first one right there sounds pretty rough, but it sounds like a balance. But I don't know that. I don't play Evoker anything, so I couldn't really tell you. The Beast Mastery Hunter Cobra Shot damage reduced by 20%. Guys, Beastmaster has turned into the whipping boy of Blizzard's amusement here as of late. As if Beastmaster wasn't in, let's just say, hypothetically, they're in an okay place. They're not complete gutter. They're nowhere near the top of the meters. They were just in an okay spot and could have used some love, but somehow or another, miraculously, they caught a nerf. Cobra shot damage reduced by 20%. Wow. You know, just holy moly. Let's see. For Marksman, developer notes say that Marksman received several bug fixes that increased its damage. We're making some tuning adjustments to align their DPS to be closer to other DPS specs. All damage dealt by you and your pets are reduced by 5%. Explosive shot damage reduced by 33%. Were they that strong? Were they that busted? What's up, Bearded Bulwark? Good to see you, man. Were they that busted? You know? I don't know. That's crazy. For Mages, Arcane got some developer notes. Arcane is doing well in AoE situations, but their single target damage is a bit behind our target. We are making some adjustments to bring them closer to the other DPS specs. So Arcane Blast damage increased by 20%. Under Spellslinger, the Splintering Orbs damage bonus to Arcane Orb is increased to 50%. It was 10%. And for Sun Fury, it fixed an issue that prevented meteorites from granting clear casting. Fire just got a flat all damage increase by 6%.
Stick around.
Frost got some developer notes. The Venomous Abyss set bonus is providing more throughput value than intended. We are adjusting the set bonus and accompanying that with overall damage increase. Additionally, Frost's 2-target cleave is slightly higher than we'd like. This damage profile should remain a strength for Frost Mage, but we want to bring them in line with other classes who share that strength. So the Venomous Abyss 2-set bonus, Glacial Spike damage bonus reduced to 20%, was 25. Chance to generate an Icicle per freezing stack, Shattering reduced to 4%, and it was 5. Venomous Abyss 4-set bonus, Shattering damage bonus reduced to 5%, it was 10%. Splitting Ice has been updated. Flurry and Frostbolt effectiveness against second target reduced to 50%, was 80. And Fractured Frost has been updated. Ice Lance effectiveness against second target was reduced to 50%, was 100. All damage increased by 3%. So again, this sounds like genuine balancing, but some people might view this as a nerf. Especially the Frost mains out there, right? Holy Paladin, all healing increased by 5%. That's it. Just flat, all holy. What's up, Boogie? Good to see you, man. Holy Priest, all healing increased by 5%. Holy's been down bad for a while now, man. Like, they've been down bad for a while. So this one feels weird, but whatever. Shadow says, got some developer notes. Shadow's performance in spread cleave is a little higher than we expect. We are making some targeted adjustments to bring them closer to our target. We expect Shadow to continue to excel in spread cleave situations after tuning adjustments. Void Volley damage has been reduced by 10%. The Venomous Abyss 4-set bonus now causes Tentacle Slam to grant a free use of Void Volley at 100% effectiveness. It was 125%. Archon Focus Outburst is now increases Void Volley by 5%. It was 15%. Okay, that didn't sound like they got tore up too terribly there. They did catch some nerfs, but I don't think they were atrocious. But then again, I'm not a Shadow. I don't play Shadow, so I'm none the wiser. You got to let me know, especially in the comments. You got to let me know. For Rogue, Assassination, all damage dealt increased by 10%. For Outlaw, all damage increased by 6%. This does not apply to PvP. And for Subtlety, all damage dealt increased by 10%. This does not apply to PvP. So, buffs for every rogue out there. Which one you like, you get some love. For Shaman, Elemental got some developer notes. Farseer received a lot of changes to boost the performance of spell casts by your summon ancestors, but they're now performing higher than we would like. So Farseer Ancestors Lava Burst damage reduced by 20%, and Ancestors Chain Lightning damage reduced by 20%. Ooh, it caused some nerfs. Don't know if that's putting them into balance or if that's putting them in the gutter. You elementals have to let me know. For Warlock, they got some developer notes. We are increasing the single target damage of each Warlock specialization and reducing Destruction's cleave profile. We want Destruction to shine in 2 target situations. However, we want to keep the edge at a reasonable amount. So Affliction, Haunt now increases your damage dealt to the target by 16%. For 18 seconds, it was 12%. For Demonology, Shadow Bolt damage increased by 45%. Demon Bolt damage increased by 55%. Summon Gloomhound damage increased by 35%. Fixed a tooltip issue where Venomous Abyss 4-set bonus stated it would cast Implosion at 125% and 150% effectiveness rather than the intended 225% and 250% effectiveness. So Demo got some love there. Destruction Havoc now causes spells to deal 50% of their damage to the marked target. It was 60%. That's a nerf. Soulfire damage increased by 45%, and Chaos Bolt damage increased by 5%. Okay, overall scheme of things sounds like they got it sounds like a balance more than a nerf there. Now to the Warriors. Arms, developer notes, we're slightly reducing Arms Warrior's single target and cleave damage and adjusting its set bonus to the current tier set. The current tier set is more rewarding than mixing older pieces. Powerful Momentum now increases Sweeping Strike's chain damage by 20%. It was 25%. Execute damage reduced by 15%. Oof. Midnight Season 1 2-set bonus now increases Colossal Smash by 3%. It was 5%. Oof. The Venomous Abyss 4-set bonus, Mortal Strike and Overpower now increase the damage of your next slam by 20%. Was 10, and it stacks up to 5 times. It was 3. They really want Arms Warrior. They really want them to use slam like there's no tomorrow. And I hate that they always do that. Arms. Slam is a filler. It's always been a filler. It never feels like anything but a filler ability to use when you don't have anything else. And they really want you to make that a priority button, and it just feels weird. Protection. All damage increased by 6%. Again, 6% increase for all damage just sounds like aggro retention more than it sounds like a buff for throughput. Just my opinion. I just feel like this is just to aid with maintaining threat generation throughout fights. That's all that looks like to me. Same thing with the Guardian Druid at 8%. Doesn't feel like there's much to that. Quick side note off of those. Delves added 35 coffer key shards as a reward to the daily repeatable quest Pray Anguish from Beyond. Increase the amount of coffer key shards given by world quests in the coiled isle when they are displayed as the primary reward to 100. Events, ritual sites, tiers 1 through 6 rewards have been updated to match season 2 delves tiers 1 through 6 vault rewards. Ritual Site now rewards season 2 crests equivalent to delves at their tiers. Tiers 1 and 3 remain at the season 1 recommended item levels and tuning. Now recommended item level for tier 4 and 6 is 259 was 257, 268 was 264, 275 was 274. The tier 6 advanced ritual studies quest no longer offer nebulous void core bonus roll reward. The quests remain available to complete for the relevant achievement. Okay. Void assaults, void strikes, void incursions, and weekly quests now give season 2 adventurer crests. Okay. Void touch caches. New season 2 adventurer warband caches are available for 200 field accolades. New season 2 veteran bind on pickup caches available at 500 field accolades for a random slot, and 750 field accolades for a slot specific item. Season 1 gear caches have been removed. Val and Nagtal World Quest rares and elites now grant season 2 adventure crests on both normal and heroic tiers. So they've essentially killed those. So those are going to be moot to even go do outside of you're trying to go collect things, Mog, mounts, pets, etc. Rare equipment drops will remain warbound until equipped, and will now drop season 2 adventurer 106, normal, and adventurer 406. So okay. And then I mean, that's fine if you're just trying to, put some starter gear on somebody, I suppose. The World Boss and Weekly Quest will offer Season 2 Adventure Crests and normal World Tier Season 2 Veteran Crests in Heroic World Tier. The World Boss drops will remain Season 1 drops and will no longer be upgraded. Can be upgraded. The Mythic Quest rewards from knocking off the top Heroic will also remain Season 1 rewards. PvP Gladiators Distinction PvP Trinket Set bonus now increases your primary stat by 15 was 12 and stamina by 5 was 10 for tank and damage dealer rolls. Gladiators Distinction PvP Trinket Set bonus now increases stamina by 10% was 15% for the healer roll. And then there is a litany of PvP things that I'm not interested in going over because I don't do PvP.